Hello everyone, welcome to Chemistry EduHub channel. We are starting a new series for the Polytechnic or Diploma first year students as well as ECET entrance preparing students. So, which includes the chapters of Polytechnic first year, which is applicable for all branches. So, the first chapter that we are going to discuss is the atomic structure. We are going to discuss in detail about each topic of this chapter, and I'll provide you with the questions, important questions and solutions or answers for it, so that you can directly look at the video, learn and go for the exam. So let's start. Atomic structure is nothing but we are going to talk about the structure of an atom. So to understand what is an atom, we need to know first what is matter and energy. So the whole universe or everything that is around us is mainly divided into two parts, that is matter and energy. Matter is anything that has mass, occupies space and can be perceived by our senses. So the examples of matter could be air, water, or the things that are around you, pen, book, pencil, etc. Everything that you can hold, that has mass, that is occupying some space, that you can sense through any of your senses, comes under the matter. Now what is energy? Whichever is not satisfying the three characteristics of matter comes under energy. Now what is energy? Energy will not have mass, it will not occupy space, but we can sense through our senses. Like light energy, you can see, you cannot hold, it will not occupy any space. Or heat energy, or kinetic energy, or potential energy, etc. These are all the forms of energies. Okay, so now what is this matter made up of? John Dalton, scientist, says that matter is made up of smallest particles called, so if you break any matter, suppose if I break this pen into smallest particles, I am able to see the particles called atoms. So he proposed the term atoms. John Dalton, scientist, proposed the term atoms, which is a smallest particle of matter. This could be your MCQ. Okay, now what are these atoms? Are these atoms the smallest and ultimate? No. Atoms further contain the still smaller particles called electron, proton and neutron. Now what are these particles? Electrons are generally negatively charged particles. They have charge, negative charge, unit negative charge, and protons have unit positive charge, hence they are protons, and neutrons are neutral. So you can see neutral, neutron, positive proton, negative electron. Earlier the term was negatrons, later it was modified to electrons. So these are the three fundamental particles. These are considered to be the fundamental particles of matter. That means they are present in every atom. Here the exception is hydrogen, where it has 1 electron, 1 proton and 0 neutrons. So hydrogen is the only atom which has no neutrons in it, but the rest all atoms will have all the fundamental particles. So if we compare the properties of these fundamental particles, electron is with least mass, proton has higher mass and the neutrons have little higher mass. So mass of proton is almost same as that of mass of neutron, and mass of electron is very small compared to proton and neutron. And the charge of electron and proton are same but opposite. Charge of electron is negative and charge of electron is positive. The values are, magnitude is the same but the sign is different. So you can see In relative, you write electron charge is -1, proton charge is +1, neutron charge is 0. And if you take the magnitude, the values are same for the electron and proton charges, but the signs are opposite. There are two important definitions, that is atomic number and the mass number, which are defined based on the presence of number of fundamental particles in a given atom. So atomic number is indicated by the symbol Z and mass number is indicated by the symbol A. So don't get confused with AA. Atomic number is Z, mass number is A. So atomic number indicates the number of protons present in a given atom. Only the number of protons indicates the atomic number. Now what is mass number? It is the sum of, sum means addition, sum of protons plus neutrons. Since we said protons and neutrons are having higher mass compared to electrons, the total mass of an atom will be mainly contributed by protons and neutrons only. So the sum of protons and neutrons will give us the mass number. So atomic number is given by the term, or it was discovered by the scientist Moseley. So he conducted X-ray spectral studies and tried to draw a graph between the frequency of the X-rays, square root of nu equal to A into Z minus B, where A and B are constants. So then he identified that for any atom, the characteristic properties will be depending on the atomic number only. So accordingly, the Z is nothing but the number of protons. But for an atom, since it is neutral, atom has no charge, number of protons will be equal to number of electrons. For an atom, number of protons are equal to number of neutrons and Z is number of protons. Now how do we calculate the mass number? We take the sum of protons plus neutrons, and if you subtract mass number with the proton number or the atomic number, you get number of neutrons. For example, if we consider sodium element, its atomic number is represented at the bottom Z, mass number is represented at the top as A. So atomic number is 11 and mass number is 23. So what is 23? It is proton plus neutron number. This is only proton number. So A minus Z will be how much? 23 minus 11 equal to 12. So there are 12 neutrons in sodium. Important questions from this topic are: define atomic number, define mass number for 3 marks. Then you can write the above example with definition and formula, and you can take one example and show like this to get the complete marks. Or they can ask you like define atomic number. You can give the definition with some example. Similarly, define mass number. You can give the definition with some examples. So these can be for 1 marks. For MCQs, they can ask you the formulas, what is Z, calculate the mass number or number of neutrons by giving some example, or they can ask you the scientist names or who coined atom term, who coined electron term. Such scientist names can be asked for MCQs. Thank you.